Right, so here Ciaran Beattie. It's really good from the second 15 to get through to the semi-final this week against Hartpury. What do you make of the boys' performance last Wednesday?
Well, it was brilliant. We always said it would be a step up in the quarters, and it was. That first half was tight. I thought we were really disciplined in our performance. With a bit of a blip, kind of 15-20 minutes in, they capitalised, because that's what you get in this sort of knockout rugby now. But then we just kept our foot on the gas, and we just seemed to get better and better. Our scrum performed really well, our maul performed really well, and that helped us to just edge in front. As soon as you get that kind of 2-score gap, teams start changing their game plan. We just kept on it, and then they managed to open up for us. Just some standout players, and it was just brilliant. Yeah, and the boys absolutely love it, playing here with the lights. They just love it, and we roll into this Wednesday now against Hartpury, who had a good win at home against Leeds Beckett, who we've had some tight scraps with. So we know in order to beat them, they must be a good team. So it's another step up for us. We've just got to rise to the challenge again. We're not going to change our training week. Nothing changes for us. We're going to focus on what we think they'll bring, but also predominantly we've thought about ourselves every week and how we can improve ourselves. We're just going to keep that going. Nothing changes. And the guys are staying really humble, keeping their feet on the ground. We've always spoken about, every week you ask me, what do we think about? And we just think about the next game. The next game's Hartpury, and how we can best perform in that.
A win for the first 15 away at Wharfdale, a really good second half performance from the guys. What do you make of the trip up there?
It was just a massive week last week. Quarter-finals for the second 15. The Wharfdale game, they were 1 point behind us, do or die, and some people would see that as a do or die. I mean, there's still 35 points left in the league to take, and that's a good team, Wharfdale, and they'll pick up points, so we need to still pick up points. But in terms of us getting 5 points and them getting none, yeah, of course it's absolutely massive, and come the end of the year, it could be, it could be everything. It might not be, but it could be. So we had to win that in order for us to get a bit of breathing space, but we've got to keep our foot in the gas here. We rolled out a game plan that we don't always do, but boys, credit to them, they really bought into it, and it's produced a result. We now go to Blaydon, and it's a rearranged fixture, and that's going to be a tough ask. They're a team now on form, but so are we after Saturday. So we're confident it's another big week for the club, absolutely massive, but everybody's really excited.
No Six Nations this weekend, but are you looking forward to the games this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. Scotland are on a roll. one win. We'll hopefully make that 2 against France on Sunday. I think having speaking to a couple of people in camp at the minute, they are absolutely buzzing from that Italy game. Not just the score, but I think the way they went about their business. So I think they know the task ahead with France. I think France love playing at Murrayfield. That's something they always worry about, but no, they'll give it a good crack.
Right, so who George Chuter? Win on the road for the first 15 on Saturday up in Wharfdale. What do you make of the guys' performance up there?
Yeah, excellent win actually. We built it up in the week as the lads built it up actually as a bit of a 10-pointer, because obviously Wharfdale were I think 1 point below us in the league going into the game. So they actually put a lot of pressure on themselves and trained really hard all week with the sort of conditions in mind up there, real sort of heavy ground, all sorts of weather, even just up to kick-off and the first half of the game. But the lads really applied themselves, really stuck to the game plan. The forwards were excellent. The scrum and line out was really good against a pretty tough team at home in those conditions as well. The second half in particular, we just the first half played some good rugby and got sort of nip and tuck. Obviously, Wharfdale came in at half time up. But the second half, the lads really stuck to their guns. It would have been very easy away from home to sort of fall off the pace and concede like we have done previously. But they stuck to what they were doing. They worked really hard for each other. Some fantastic defence, and as I say, some really good play by the forwards, which obviously pleased me. And a great win at the end, 5 points and denying Wharfdale anything. So a really good week. Good week at training. Was topped off with a really good display as well.
On to Blaydon this week for the rearranged fixture. How are you going to prepare the guys for another must-win game?
Yeah, another sort of week similar to last week. Really, the conditions have been perhaps a little bit better up at Blaydon. It's a slightly better surface there. Traditionally, drains a bit better, so I've been told. But the weather will be what it will be. But Blaydon are a very tough team at home. I don't think they've lost at home, and they've beaten some of the top teams up there as well. So it's another big week for the lads, and I suppose it's quite important to get over the weekend. And, the euphoria that comes with that, you actually get yourself back down to earth and get back to work and training on video tonight and training tomorrow and Thursday. But I think we're in a good place, and it's just important that we don't see Wharfdale as a one-off game with one job done. Actually, it should be really a bit of a stepping stone to what we can go on to in the last 7 or so games of the league system.
53-15 win for the second 15 in the quarter-final on Wednesday. What do you make of the guys' performance?
Yeah, again, another really good performance actually. I think the first half we were outstanding, played with the win, but perhaps didn't actually capitalise on it. But Cardiff, to be fair to them, flew off the line and really put us under a lot of pressure. Would have been, again, very easy for the lads to be a bit flustered and actually sort of go away from what they're doing, but they applied themselves really well and played sensible rugby really. And in the second half, just sort of turned the screw a little bit, and some individual players stood out, but I think the general theme for me was how they sort of worked hard for each other, getting set piece, the phase play with the backs and forwards into play was outstanding, and a little bit of a blip for 10-15 minutes, and Cardiff sort of tried to sort of claw their way back in as a good team would do, but our guys were sort of mentally strong enough to sort of reassert themselves and finish off on a high. So really good performance, but probably a step up this week against Hartbury, who they're an outstanding outfit, so we'll have our work cut out for us there. No Six Nations action this weekend, but are you looking forward to the games this week coming? Yeah, big crunch game, England Wales. Difficult to call that one really. I think England are playing okay, Wales are playing okay as well. Sort of clash of the not the Titans, they're slightly below Titans. Clash of the slightly bigger lads. It'd be interesting. I don't know what other fixtures there are actually. Scotland are playing France, Scotland, France, and Ireland, Italy. And so far, I think I said this last time, the Six Nations has been a little bit sort of low key, a little bit lacking in intensity. But there's been some entertaining games, been some entertaining moments. But I think this week, certainly for England, is a massive crunch game home to Wales. They'll have, obviously the World Cup was pretty fresh in their mind. A lot of those players involved in that day will be involved on the weekend. So and both teams are unbeaten, so it could be sort of almost an early Grand Slam decider. So here, Director Rugby Dave Morris. Busy week for the club last week. Gives a bit of a recap of everything that happened.
A huge week, as they all are. Now we get into the business end of the season. So first of all, on Wednesday, I mean, talking about training group 1 here, a massive quarter final against Cardiff Met, who've been great adversaries over the years, and just a really clinical performance. And I'm not just talking about the players on the pitch, I'm also talking about the operation off the pitch as well. It's just very, very slick, real clarity in what we're trying to achieve. Low errors, high pressure, and brilliantly supported as well by all the club. Great crowd out there, so a really, really successful evening. And for me, the scoreline as well is a real statement of intent from that team going into the semi-final. On Saturday, again, another huge game, just operating under extreme pressure. Great to welcome back Matt Rogerton as well, who had a really big game for us. And just absolutely delighted for the guys. It was a day where it's just about rolling your sleeves up and being really accurate and clinical with the game plan that we'd come up with, and they were just fantastic in sticking to that. And it's nothing glamorous about it, but when the final whistle goes, there's just huge enjoyment. I mean, we're obviously on our lovely pitch here and it's sun's out, etc., but that's not always rugby in the northern hemisphere. And I think we took a huge stride forward in terms of our mentality and some testing conditions on a pitch which potentially doesn't suit our running ability.
Another busy week coming up with the BUCS Semi-Final and the first 15's trip to Blaydon. How are you going to prepare with the guys for that busy week?
Well, our preparation, we'd almost gone into it with a 2-week theme. So with the league playing at Wharfdale away and Blaydon away, similar sort of challenges there in terms of the threat posed by forwards packs and the catch and drive, and potentially the pitches with the weather at the moment being quite heavy. So we're in a very good place. We've got evidence that what we're doing works from Saturday, so that will give us confidence. Going into the semi-final, I mean, it's the Ciaran Beattie, Chuter, Dave Bassett show, the Liz show, the Sam show, and all the guys involved with that. You know, just everyone's there, business is taken care of, and for me, it's just an absolute joy to to see so many people performing at such a high level. So there's no secrets. We just go and do what we do, and if we get it right on the day, then we firmly believe that will be good enough.
No Six Nations action last weekend, but are you looking forward to the games that are coming up this week?
I am. Can't even think what they are.
England-Wales.
England-Wales. I should know that one. See, that does show our minds on Loughborough rather than England-Wales. In fact, I did have tickets for the England-Wales game. Miles probably be there anyway. It's going to be England have looked really, really good this Six Nations, but Wales are a pretty tried and tested international side, so we'll see what happens.